we're going to detail what actually happens from the top of the golf swing down into impact. Now, we do see a lot of players from here, and let's just use where your lead shoulder is at the top of the swing.
Yep.
And we see them maintain that, if not get further away from that as they start to swing down. So get back into that posture and slowly swing down.
Yep.
And replicate what we see a lot of players do. So swing down, and we're going to feel that start to come up. We can see the chest actually rises up. So where this lead shoulder is from that transition move, let's say lead arm parallel as a checkpoint, we're seeing very much so that a lot of players tend to get that moving up.
Yeah.
The chest is going to lift, and we're going to see that they actually early extend, don't they?
Definitely. It's the early extension piece as well as it's their mechanism potentially a lot of the times to get the club to shallow and come from the inside, right?
Yeah,
All the best
sure.
ball strikers, clubs coming from the inside.
Yeah.
Working away through the ball. Never really comes from outside and on top in front of them. As soon as it comes here, you're going to want to move like this to attempt to get that club working a little bit more in the better delivery position.
Yeah, okay. So if you swing to the top again and stop, let's show them what the good players do. What do they do with this lead shoulder here? Okay, so we're going to see it actually lowers. And when you are lowering, you're actually applying some more force down into the ground, which is then going to translate to more club head speed and power, help you with the compression.
Yeah.
But let's talk about your chest. Instead of your chest from the top of the swing, by the time we get to impact, lifting up, raising up and getting out of it, we actually see it's doing the opposite. Not only is the lead shoulder going down, but the chest is almost compressing to the ground, isn't it?
Yeah. So when that chest compresses down, when you get to the top again, and we're talking about that chest kind of compressing down, it's that classic thing everyone talks about, that squat move.
Yeah.
It just gives that ability to load into the ground. And obviously there's things that we need to talk about before that of getting out of the ground so you can get into the ground.
Sure.
For another video. But when we get to the top of backswing, providing everything's loaded and ready to go, we want to try and feel like that sternum works a little bit
perfect
down and forward, and that chest is compressing down. You can see then how my knees and my legs are flexing into the ground, which is then going to allow us to move up and through the ball and extend.
And I think a lot of players watching this, they do have that feeling on occasions. We're out here playing in Orlando and we've hit a couple of drives that have gone pretty far right. It's that feeling of getting rushed and getting very quick. And when that happens, the upper body and the lower body fires, everything opens up and the club gets left behind, the face is going to be open, and before you know it, we're in Jumanji. But when you do that, set up to the ground again, you swing to the top and you feel like you compress your body into the ground. What we're actually going to see is when he does that, it slows the rate of rotation of his upper body.
Yeah.
And from this position, now his hands have more time to get back in front of his body. He's going to get very much into this classical position where you're going to see hands in front of the trail leg by this stage of the swing for someone with that amount of speed. And that's really going to make it easy to stay down through the golf ball and eliminate that feeling of being rushed.
Yeah, it works then as like a slingshot around the corner. Instead of the club actually getting too far behind you, leaving behind and coming this way and early extending.
Yeah.
Like we said, what you do then is early extension happens when the pelvis thrusts towards the ball. And you've seen then, as soon as that pelvis thrusted towards the ball, my chest raised up.
Yeah.
Right? So if the club's better in a delivery and it's not, too far behind us, it's starting to shallow out, it moves as you change direction, the club shallows out. When we go here and we compress, the knees, the ankle, the pelvis all do extend up, right? But they're extending up, they're not thrusting forward. The pelvis will extend. This is not early extension. This is the pelvis extending to work around the corner. Early extension is thrusting, pelvis thrusting towards the ball, chest raises up. If we can go up and we feel then this pelvis, they compress into the ground, the chest compresses down, the pelvis compresses back, the knees compress down. From here then we can start to stay down through the ball, but the knees are starting to elevate, the pelvis elevates, it lifts as we then rotate, and then it extends when we go through to the target.
Yeah, very much so. So I suppose to summarize this for everyone, when we hear catchphrases such as stay down, stop rushing the swing, feeling like you're getting too quick, essentially they all relate to a very similar stage of the golf swing, and that is the transition. And ensuring that in the transition, we are giving ourselves enough time to get the arms and the club back in front. And we do that really by the secret sauce of feeling that the chest is lowering and compressing down into the ground. That's going to lower our body. And as the force begins to push back up through our feet, we're going to translate that energy into the club head. and before you know it, you're going to be able to hit bombs just like this man. So if you're struggling with your ball contact, you're hitting behind, you're thinning, it's going all over the shop, try and work on that transition. Keep your chest back for a little bit longer by compressing it down into the ground, and before you know it, you can start to flush those golf shots.